Since I had the time, I took a trip to an area where many of my relatives came from in the mid-19th century. The area around Wenighösbach looks so much like where I live now that it was kind of startling, and I can easily see why my Bavarian forefathers and mothers chose the area in Indiana where they settled and where I still live. Specifically, this is where my paternal grandmother's father's family is from, and they still live there to this day. They run an inn and distillery called Zum Ochsen, or To the Ox, that has been in the Stenger family since 1736, which is where I stayed when I visited. Franz Xavier Stenger was born here in 1804 and moved to Indiana, near where I still live today. Unfortunately, his former home is no longer standing, though it was up until fairly recently. He would have lived very near the original church in the town, which has since been replaced by a newer one on the hill, but which the town still marks with a small replica of the original. When I started looking into my family's history on both sides, I came to realize that many of my relatives came from this general area in northern Bavaria. Based on family records, I took a short trip to the nearby town of Mbris, where several other families from my history originally lived and where many of our family members were married, likely in this church, which is the oldest Catholic church in the town. While I was there, I visited the cemetery and noted all of the familiar names there. It was very much like walking around the cemetery in the small town in Indiana where I have lived all my life. I enjoyed visiting the place where so many of my relatives came from and had the sense of being home, even though I was halfway around the world.